Oh, praise the Lord! Hallelujah! Finally, there's some good news! Good news about Magic the Gathering! Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. We are here for what on the surface of it is a mega magic news episode because I am going to talk about a couple different things, but we're really here to talk about the Arena Open and how it fundamentally changes the underlying nature of Arena. Now I'll have to explain what I mean by that, but either way, this is good news. The more I thought about it, the more pleased I became. So we're really going to talk about two main things about Arena today. The first, we'll just get it out of the way because it is not the meat we're here to have. This is your little bowl of soup to appetize you here, and that is cube drafting is coming to Arena. So we already had cube sealed. Now we're going to have cube drafting, which to me is a lot more attractive overall. I still take issue with the fact that it's a phantom draft, as I personally like to use drafting to build out my collection. But if it's an experience that feels like it's worth it to you, I mean, it costs less to get into than a regular draft, barely, by like a little bit. You know what I mean? I think it's about 20% cheaper to enter a phantom cube draft than it is to enter a regular draft. But you are going to get access to a range of, I believe they said about 550 different selected cards from Arena, and it's a more powerful environment, right? So, I mean, not Arena itself, but just this particular environment inside of Arena is more powerful compared to just playing with one expansion. So we will apparently get one free token to try it out, and this honestly, Wizards' new way of like, hey, we're gonna create a new event, here, try it once for free, that's all right. Because I'm personally leaning towards going, I'm not really willing to put resources in towards a cube draft if I don't get anything out of it. So, you know, whatever. But if I get to try it for free, it might turn out, oh, you know what? Actually, this is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. So I'm going to keep going. You know what? Speaking of more fun than I thought it would be, what happened to Omniscience Drafts? I loved those. They changed it into some weird Omniscience-y style event where you had to play a pre-built deck, but that didn't appeal to me the same way. Either way, the cube draft is, maybe it's for you, maybe it's not, but it's not something I feel particularly negative about. I'm disappointed you don't get to keep the cards, but overall, it's just another experience, and considering how unfun Standard has felt lately on Arena, it's nice to have that option, right? It'd be nice if they fixed Standard too, but no, you know what? We're here to have a good time. We're here to mainly talk about what we enjoy, and the Arena Open is the main focus of this. Now, I do have some issue that I take with it, but it's overall, I think, a fantastic step forward, and it signals a fundamental shift in how things are going to work. So let's give you some basic details, at least so you know what I'm talking about. Up on the screen, you're going to see the image that Wizards provided us of the Arena Open Day 1, and you'll see it says, compete for monetary rewards. Sign up for this Day 1 event and get all 7 wins to qualify for Day 2. Where top finishers earn monetary rewards. Players may enter Day 1 as many times as they wish, but can only enter Day 2 once, even if they have qualified through Day 1 multiple times. So that's an interesting scenario. I don't know how many people are really going to want to crank through and try and win multiple times, because as you'll see when we get to the reward structure, there's no incentive to do so. So that is a little bit confusing. That basically, I mean, I guess they will allow you to throw gems away if you want to, because that's what it would boil down to. Anyhow, the format for Day 1 is Standard with single game matches, and then traditional Standard with best of 3 matches using sideboards for Day 2. For assistance, there's a link there. I obviously didn't really need to read that part, but I didn't know that's what I was going to say, so moving on. All right. So this is the picture you can see there. They got in the middle their little arena symbol wearing the dollar bill y'all chain. It's like, I'm ready to be in a rap video, mama. Now at the bottom, you can see the reward schedule where for 0, 1, and 2 wins, you get no reward. And from 3 upwards, you get a reward of gems. We'll get into the amount of those gems, but you get gems reward. And number 7 gets you the token that gets you entry to Day 2. So day one, you can play as many times as you want. Now, the article says, in the April state of the game, we briefly mentioned a new type of competitive experience with a short duration and high skill cap. Now, this is something that I want to come back to. Just remember the high skill cap, okay? So, we want to provide ways to win significant rewards beyond gold gems and booster packs in Arena. We also mentioned that given the circumstances surrounding us, this is something we've decided to fast track a bit to provide even more ways for you to compete from the safety of your home. We're now ready to share more about it as we prepare for the first Arena Open. Before we get started, there are a few important legal things that we need to cover first. So, you have to be 18 years or older to participate. That is absolutely unsurprising. Regional eligibility restrictions apply, void where prohibited. This means depending on where you are in the world, you may or may not be able to participate in this based on the laws from your own country, because Wizards has to obey international laws. So not everybody is going to be able to compete in this. If you live in a place like North America, Canada, that sort of thing, I don't see there being any problems. I highly doubt that Canada will be excluded, and obviously America's going to be included. That's where Wizards of the Coast is located, right? So, receiving monetary rewards requires having or creating Wizards, DCI, and Payout accounts. Now, this is a little weird, saying that you have to have a DCI when they're not really using the DCI like number thing anymore. I don't know if this is saying you either need to have a Wizards or a DCI membership. That's a little bit murky. Either way, I just kind of lump that together into you have to be registered like with us, which makes sense. They're going to want that information on file. And you have to have an Payout account. Now, this is something that I'm not particularly familiar with, this specific company, but there are a number of these sort of things. It's basically going to be a payment processing vendor where Wizards of the Coast provides them with the money, pays them a fee, and then they deliver the money to the winners. It's like a way of dispersing the money without Wizards having to have the oversight for that, the same way that they have a company to distribute the secret layers for them, right? So this is like a third-party company, not owned by Wizards of the Coast, that you will be required to register an account with. Now, this may be a sticking point for people as well, because depending on what it is that you're signing up for, you'll find that sometimes when you want to do payouts, especially because it's online, they will want particular forms of documentation, in some cases demanding something like a driver's license, which not all people possess. Not everybody drives around. Some people use other methods, bikes, public transit, all that sort of thing. So you're not guaranteed to have the required documentation to be able to easily set up an iPay account. That may be a sticking point as well. But these are the minor sideline sort of things where it goes, okay, it's unfortunate if it doesn't work out for people, but this sort of thing tends to be unavoidable to avoid fraud, right? And it says you have to refer to the official terms and conditions for complete details. Now, obviously, we're not going to go into the full terms and conditions because that would be a fairly boring read. But if you are going to participate in the actual event, it might be worth your time to take a look at the full terms and conditions to ensure that you're not going to end up disappointed or violating something. And it would suck to win the whole thing and then find out that your win is invalidated in terms of you can't actually win like a monetary prize, so you don't get any money from winning. That would be a feel-bad moment. So the article continues, as you can probably tell already, we're doing something very different with these events. The Arena Open is going to be a 2-day competitive event where the top players will be able to receive monetary rewards, like real-world monetary rewards in US dollars. Outside of the eligibility requirements listed in the terms and conditions, there are no other prerequisites to participate. So this is not an event where, like, they have the Mythic Champions where you have to compete at a certain level, you have to place in the top mythic number of people, and you get to play in this special event. This is an event anybody can enter if they pay the entry fees. And if you took a look at the entry fee that's listed there, you can see that it's either 4,000 gems or 20,000 gold. So it says, the design space we tried to cover focused on 3 key areas. Easy access, no ladder climb or mythic rank required, and everything wraps up within the 2 days of the event. Day 1 allows for you to join throughout the day, and if things don't go well at first, you can always try again. So on the point of easy access, I think this is really, really smart. This is a way to allow everybody to get in on it, which is what you want with an event like this. If it's a high skill level, if you're good enough to crank to Mythic and you just don't have the time to crank to Mythic, you can still smash in this event, right? So it's not going to make you jump through all these hoops. I think that's fantastic. The next point is convenience. Play from home at the touch of a button. You can take breaks as needed between matches, so stay hydrated and step away from the keyboard for a few minutes if you feel yourself starting to tilt. You get to control the pace and intensity of your experience. This is actually, it is a little bit nice to see Wizards going, hey, make sure that you keep yourself hydrated, get up, move around from the keyboard. Honestly, that's stuff like, in the past we saw them going, hey, why don't you be a part of our program where you stream our game for 12 hours straight, which was tone deaf, to say the least. That's not a good love. Hey, why don't you do this thing that's really unhealthy and we benefit from it? And in this case, it's like, hey, we're setting it up in a way where you can at least be slightly healthier. You know, put down the keyboard for a second, put a big old Mountain Dew in your mouth hole and wander around or whatever it is. I mean, I don't drink Mountain Dew, but you can, you know, if you want to get them codes for Halo or I don't even know what the kids do anymore. Am I out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong. All right. So the convenience, I mean, that's a real thing. That's actually why I like bot drafting over player drafting. Is just like, I can literally make a few choices and then shut the whole thing down, come back later and pick it up wherever. I don't have to worry about anybody else. I mean, this event isn't going to be quite that convenience level because you have to do everything, like you got to play within the first day and the second day, but still not too shabby. And the high skill, high reward. This is meant to be a competitive experience and the first of its kind to reward monetary rewards. Thanks, guys. That's really well written, to the point where I read it and my brain goes, wait, hold on. Did I read the sentence wrong? Did I just like transpose words here? But it's like, nope. They literally put the first of its kind to reward monetary rewards. Really, to have monetary rewards, to give, to bestow, any of these words would have been better than to just put reward twice with one word between it. Anyways. You'll need to step up your game and put your best foot forward, but we still hope you have a lot of fun getting there. Pretty exciting, right? Let us break down exactly how this event will run, in addition to the prizes that you will receive. Now, bear in mind the high skill issue that we talked about here, because that's when it comes to the day one and the format, that is something I want to discuss. So the day one starts on May 30th. So this will be in like 10 days from now, roughly, right? Sign up ends on May 31st. And the event ends at May 31st at 7 in the morning. Day one will be best of one standard constructed matches. You'll play until 7 wins or 3 losses, whichever comes first, with 7 wins earning you qualification for day 2. You'll be able to enter day 1 multiple times, which means you'll have more than one opportunity to qualify for day 2. And as they mentioned, if you do qualify multiple times, you still only get to enter day 2 once. But the fact that they're calling it a high skill event, but then adding variance to the first day, because bear in mind, the second day is best of 3, right? Like, that's the deal. The second day is best of 3, but the first day is best of 1. And best of 1 doesn't reward skill on the same level. If you're looking for the highest skilled players, then like playing 2 out of 3 will help to show that, because it requires you actually not just luck sacking into 1 win, you've got to earn multiple wins. And that takes more skill and removes some of the variance. Oh, I got mana screwed losses and things like that, right? So to call it a high skill event in one way is truthful, but in another way, what they're doing here is this is the part that I take issue with the most about this event. And that is that the first day is meant to be more swingy, so you lose and come back and try again. Under the ideal scenario, you would not make it to day 2 on your first attempt. And I mean ideal scenario from Wizards' standpoint creating this event, right? So they want you to lose, because then you'll enter again trying to get to day 2. Like, you can go in multiple times, and if you fail out, don't worry. It's all just another gem click or gold insertion away. So let's take a look at the prize structure here. The prize structure is basically like this. If you have 0 to 2 wins, you get no reward. At 3 wins, you get 400 gems. At 4 wins, you get 800 gems. At 5 wins, you get 1,200 gems. 6 wins is 1,600 gems. And 7 wins is 2,000 gems. So, and a qualification, obviously, for day 2. So, even if you clean sweep this whole thing, you're only getting half the gems you put out of, like, into this, out of it. So what kind of scenario can you think of where someone's going to want to play in this event multiple times if they've already qualified? It seems like the only scenario I could think of is because you can enter with gold, it might be someone who's like, I can try and turn my gold into gems, but still drafts and things like that are a more attractive way to do that. So that part is just, I guess, weird technical legal speak so that people can't be like, I get 2 entries into the second day or whatever, like thinking they can stack them up. Either way, you can't earn as many gems back as you put into this. And the gem cost of this is nothing to sneeze at, right? It's 4,000 gems to get into this event. And if you were to buy those gems from the shop, that's going to be somewhere in the range of 22 to 25 American dollars, roughly, right? So it's like, 20, 25 bucks to play in this event. That's nothing to sneeze at. That is a significant like cost for an event. So what sort of payout can you expect? Well, actually, the top prize is $2,000. So, I mean, you're putting 1% of the overall amount on the line, which is not too shabby, really, when you break it down. Now, granted, you're going to have to clean sweep this event too. And in the first day, in day 1, you're playing best of 1, but you get eliminated 3 times and you're out. On day 2, you're actually going to get scrubbed out if you lose twice. So you're only allowed to lose 1 match through the entirety of the event, lose a second, and you're done. The prize structure for the second day is if you don't win any games, you get nothing. 1 win, you get 2,000 gems. So basically combine that with the 2,000 gems from day 1, and you'll have your 4,000 entry back. So if you win once on day 2, it's a wash. You're literally not ahead or behind. You have to at least get 2 wins on day 2 to get anywhere. So 2 wins is 4,000 gems, 3 wins is 6,000 gems, 4 wins is 10,000 gems, 5 wins is 20,000 gems, 6 wins is $1,000 US, and 7 wins is $2,000 US. So this is some serious cash they're putting on the line in terms of arena here. Yeah, some people may sneeze at $2,000 and say it's nothing, but we'll get into why that is more significant in a moment. I just want to cover the Q&A questions in case sometimes people leave questions in the comment about this stuff. So how many players can earn the monetary rewards on day 2? As many as qualify. So there's no cap on that. Is the Arena Open a part of the MPL? No, not at this time. The Arena Open is currently separate from the Magic MPL esports. You don't earn any reward points towards placing and stuff like that. Although we'll talk in a minute about how I think that's going to be irrelevant as well. How often will Arena Opens happen? To be determined. We're trying to provide a new, exciting, competitive experience with our goal to be holding multiple Arena Opens a year. We'll see how this first one goes and iterate on it and potentially hold more when the time is right. And will Arena Opens always be standard constructed? That is certainly not the plan. They're planning other things like drafts as well. So I said that this is a fundamental change of what Arena is. And it actually is. Arena up until now has been a money in, money never returning to you scenario, where if you play paper Magic, you can buy your Magic cards, and all your Magic cards will have some level of value that you can most likely extract at least a portion of what you put into the game back out of it, right? So it doesn't feel quite as bad. You spend that money, you go, well, you know what, these cards have value, or I can get my money back. MTGO has something similar. It doesn't technically have the cards having full-on real values the same way that physical Magic cards do, but you can complete and redeem full sets from the game, and as a result, you can sell those. You can sell them either before they've been redeemed or not, and that creates an outlet for people to recoup their money from Magic, from MTGO specifically, and as a result of that, there's this whole secondary market built up around all these MTGO cards using tickets as like a fiat currency backed by wizards, right? So MTGO has its own monetization scheme where, yes, you can make money off of your MTGO, or at least retain, forget about the making money. I'm trying to stick to the point of you can actually just recover what you've put into it. Because really that's all I have ever wanted out of my Magic stuff is I put money into it. If I can get that much money back out of it, then I got to play it for free, and that's amazing. So you could already do that with MTGO, where you can basically extract money back out of it to cover what you put into it. But Arena has always been a one-way street, where you could put money into it, but there was no real way to ever have a chance of getting that back. Now, Arena's changed that by bringing in opens. You can actually win thousands of dollars. Now, is it likely you will? No. Is it something absolutely anybody can do the same way you could just kind of build sets on MTGO? No, it's definitely not the same. But the fact remains that Arena now has a way for you to actually extract your value back out of it, which can actually justify the cost of spending money building sets on Arena. Because up until now, everything you put into it was just like, you have to really love Arena, you have to really want access to all these cards, you have to really want to play, all this sort of thing with not even the slightest chance that you would be able to extract your money back out in any way, not even a portion of it. And now you have a method where you can put money in, build out your collection, and go ahead and get some of that money back if you're good enough at the game, or all of it back. I mean, depending on how much you put into the game. Some whales have spent thousands on it, but most people, if they were to win $1,000 off Arena, they'd be way ahead considering how much they had put into the game. So that's changed. Plus, on top of that, Arena doesn't cost anything to get as a program. So you can get Arena, you can play it, you can build up your collection, you can even slowly grind up gems. Like if they're going to do opens a number of times each year, you can just build up your gold and gems in the meantime. Like you don't even have to be able to grind gems to get the gold to be able to enter these events. Are the odds against you? Yes, they are against you. But it doesn't matter in terms of anybody who has no money now can start playing Arena and have a shot at winning thousands of dollars. And that actually moves Arena up a few notches in my estimation, because it changes the fundamental value exchange highway, where with Magic and MTGO, it was a two-way street. Money goes in, but money can theoretically come out. And Arena always just had the one-way superhighway where it felt like you were locked in a box with wizards and they were just like, empty your wallet, take something out of your wallet, put it here for us. And now it's like, yo, we're not saying everybody can have this, because not everybody can. Most people are going to lose, right? For those people to have won, X number of people have lost, right? And Wizards has pulled all those gems and gold out of the economy. So for them, it's like a win. But overall, it turns into a scenario where you can actually extract your value back out of the game, which moves Arena up. And if they start bringing in a bunch of older sets as well, this could lead to a greater age of Arena being a healthier game with more people playing it. That's my opinion on the subject. I'm interested in yours. Let me know in the comments below. This is a community-funded channel, so big shout out to my patrons and channel members. If you want to support what I'm doing here and help the channel, go ahead and join my Patreon. Makes the biggest difference for what I do here. So, thanks for coming by, everybody, and I'll see you all soon.